Shalom Israel. Shalom y'all. Shalom Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. What to all the brothers out there. Shalom Yahweh. Shalom Bashem Yahshua to the sisters out there. This is Isupk Sabbath service coming out of Warren Richmond, 25th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahweh. This is our Sabbath service to teach our blacks, Hispanics, and Native American brothers about their true heritage. This Sabbath service and go over these Bible verses. So with that, we'll get the Sabbath service started. Like Rashala, Mr. Israel. Mind you. These prayers. How quiet you doing? Turn and face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Amanala, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Ayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakbaka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Ayah, Asha, Marataza, Kawa, Ayah, Bashamayim, Lafan Lanawa, Lakam, Ka Yawan, Wasalat Lanawa, Kabawa Waki Nawa, Kasalat Lanawa, Kabawa Waki Yanawa. Wala'a, Labayanawa, Badasayawan, Abal, Hawashanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalatwa, Wahala, Walaparwa, La Awalanya, Amen. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever so be it. Bless Israel. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barak Lanawa, Wayasharala, Wayabaya, Saparia, Barak, Rapah, Hagan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Wadamon. In English, so Lord, in the name of Jesus, bless us in Israel and school. Bless, heal, shield, protect. In the name of Jesus, thank you, so be it. It's Akash power. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Baba Kushai, Nathan Lanawa, Akash, Larapa, Kama Makala, Waka Madawa, Akash, Lataha, Matazaria, Akash, Kwam, Hamathayam, Akash, Arawathwa, Hatamala, Lagarsha, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Sawadaman in English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it. These are the blessings in Hebrew. Rakatha Yahweh Wahushai, Why Mike Allah, Waha'alyam, Matazabaya, Alawap Yahan, Ha'alawapium, Asarium, Ha'quatazayayam, Ayayapium, Haya'akwapium. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai, the Wada Aman. In English, blessed you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, Commander General Hannah, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. It reads, Asha, Ayanya, Alharia, Mahayan, Yabah, Azaria, Ma'am Yahweh, Asha, Shamayam, Waharataza, Ayathan, Lamawat, Wagalaka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana La'a, Yanawan, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamah, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazaka, Aya, Yamyanka, Yawaman, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wawara, Bala Yala, Yahau, Yashamarka, Makarai, Yashamar, Ata, Napashka, Yahawah, Yashamar, Tazaaka, Wabawaka, Mahatha, Wa'awalam. In the English, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, for whence cometh my help. My help coming from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, even forevermore. This is Psalm 83 in Hebrew. Alahayam, Adamaya Alaka, Al Tasharash, Wahal Tashakwat, Kayahana, Hawaya Yaka, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, El Maaka, Yara Yawarma, Sabada, Wayata, Yatazaba, El Tazapa Wanyaka, Amawa, Lakawa, Wanakayana, Magaya, Wala'a, Yazaraka, Sham Yasharala, Awada, Kaya, Nawatazoa, Laba, Yakawa, Yaka, Maya, Yakawathwa, Ahaya, Adawan, Yashamak, Allah Yam, Mawaba, Haragaya, Gabal, Amawan, Wa Amala, Palasha, Shaba, Shabya, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Aman, Hayawa, Zerawat, Lambanya, Nawat, Salah, Asha Laham, Kamadad, Kamayan, Kasaya, Sarah, Kayabyan, Benakal, Kawashwan, Nashamada, Wa, Bayawan Dar, Hayawa, Daman, Laha Adama, Shaya Tharmwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kara, Wakazaba, Wakazaba, Katazamana, Nasaya Mawa, Asha, Amawa, Nayarshwa, Lanawa, Ata, Naawa, Alhaya, Shaya Yatamwa, Kagala, Kakwash, Lapanya, Bakwa, Kaash, Tabaria Yaw, Wakalaba, Talahat, Hayam, Khan, Taradama, Basayaraka, Wabasa, Wapapka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyahan, Palawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabaawa, Adiai, Wayakapawa, Wayabawa, Wayadawa, Kaya Apa, Shamka, Yahawa, Labaka, Ayawan, El Kaharataza. In the English, read, keep not thy silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and have exalted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let them cut them off of being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembered. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom and the Israelites, the Boab and the Hagarenes, the Baal and Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines, and with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined with them. They are hoping the children of Lot. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jaban, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They become as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a rib, and like Zeid, yea, all the princes of Zabah and of Zamunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burning the wood, and as the flames of the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish. that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high of all earth. Curses. Blessed you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses and punishment, destruction and death to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, thy teachers, the princes and the priests, the Israelite brothers and the school. Send evils and curses and punishment, destruction and death to the heathen, and shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel. They refuse to give the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction and death to the Edomites and the nations and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, the militia, Ku Klux Klan, our Aryan Nation, skinheads, Positano, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of our people that seek to stop us and bring swift death to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the terrorists, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and destroy. Cause the terrorists to come against America and destroy them in their strongholds. Let America shake the hands of the terrorists. Let Yahweh Shai, Mecca, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and kill all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that is angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause it to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you so big. See? Let's see, last thing was it was the Most High had just delivered Israel out from the hand of Pharaoh. We started Exodus 13, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, sanctify me all the firstborn, whatsoever open womb among the children of Israel, both of man and beast is mine. The Most High, like say, I freed you, I spared your firstborn through the Passover in Egypt. They killed all their firstborn, but your firstborn belonged to me. No, it was not talking like somebody like love to say, but they was doing human sacrifices. No, they were just saying, that it was for the beast was began to sacrifice. For as your firstborn, it was just a remembrance of what he did for you in Egypt. He spared your firstborn, just like he's sparing your firstborn now. He said, but they are his, your firstborn. He said, but whatever the beast, that's what your first lamb, your best lamb, you get the Most High. Verse 3. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which you came from out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage. For by strength of hand the Lord brought you out from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten. So you tell them, you got to remember what the Most High did for you. Then we having the feast of unleavened bread. There'll be no bread. You can't be eating no bread, no leavened bread, or have it with you. This day, and this verse 4, this day came ye out in the month of Habil. Verse 5, and it shall be when the Lord shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, which he sware unto thy fathers to give thee, a land flowing with milk and honey, that thou shalt keep this service in this month. Verse 6, 7 days shall thou eat unleavened bread, and in the 7th day shall be a feast to the Lord. So let you know, they going on. It's like when we do the Passover, we do the feast of unleavened bread. We have we don't eat no bread with leaven in it. I mean, you have to you go to the store, you got to be careful what you pick up. You got to read the label, make sure there's no yeast in it. Anything that make it rise. You have to be very, very careful. Just can't go pick it up anything. Verse 7, unleavened bread shall be eaten 7 days, and there shall no leavened bread be seen with thee, neither shall there be leaven seen with thee in all thy quarter. I mean, you can't even have it in your house. Only let it be seen with you. You gotta take it out your house. You want to feast on unleavened bread. And I remember my mom asked me, why do you celebrate that? And I didn't mean to come cross that. My mom said, this is what the Bible has for us to do. Mom, just like you don't ask no questions while you clap your hands, beating on the tambourine, and you end up jumping and shouting and singing, you don't ask them. You never ask questions about that. At least I never heard you ask questions. I was as a little boy by your side in church with you back in 1980 when you first went in. You never questioned anything they said. The guy that raised me, whatever they told you to get rid of, you got rid of. The guy that raised me, you put him out the house. This man raised children that wasn't even his. It wasn't even his. And then you get in church, you put him out. And that was a man to you. Let's think about Christianity. They destroyed the black household. I don't care what nobody say. Martin Luther King, the Christian church, they destroyed the black household. There was men actually back in those days being men. Your father wasn't there. The man took up and raised the children, even though they weren't his. Even though he probably had his own children somewhere else. He took up the time and spent with a woman he with kids. He did that. Men did that big thing. I watched it. I grew up like that. He wasn't my father, but he was father. Okay. Verse 8, and thou shalt show thy son in that day, saying, this is done because of that which the Lord did unto me when I came forth out of Egypt. So back then they was telling their son, we was in slavery in Egypt. And, they got to the point where they went in, God brought all kind of plagues with them. And Egypt didn't like it, so they made us make brick with our straw. So we had to go get our own straw, which really couldn't even find straw. We could find the stuff. And we still had to make the same amount of bricks, whether we had, whether we had, just like we had straw, just like they was bringing us straw. We had, still come up with the same tally of brick, But then the Lord kept, coming with them with plague after plague. But this last plague, when he killed all the firstborn in Egypt, that's when Pharaoh, had to let us go by the strong hand of the Lord. Verse 9, and this shall be for a sign unto thee upon thy hand, and for a memorial between thy eyes, that the Lord's law may be in thy mouth. For with a strong hand have the Lord brought thee out of Egypt. Definitely did it with a strong hand. This thing he did. Let me see. Well, he did. Turned the water into blood. Had frogs come out the water. Then what? Well, lice. Then flies. Let's see if I got this correctly. Flies. What? Then what? Darkness. Then hail. Hail and fire. Boils. Bulls and let me see, and then the firstborn of all of Egypt. That's when the Most High started making a distinction between Egypt and Israel. So they animals died, but what Israel animals did. They was in the dark, where Israel had light. They was under the hail. Israel, the weather was just fine over there where they was. Let's see. He said, verse 10, and thou shalt keep this ordinance in his season from year to year. And it shall be, verse 11, and it shall be when the Lord shall bring you into the land of the Canaanites, as he swore unto thee and to thy fathers, and shall give it thee, that thou shalt set apart unto the Lord all that open the matrix, and every person that cometh of a beast which thou hast, the male shall be the Lord's. Just saying, the beast go to the Lord, it be sacrificed. And every firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with a lamb. And if thou wilt not redeem it, then thou shalt break his neck. And all the firstborn of man among the children shalt thou redeem. 14. And it shall be when thy son asks thee in the time to come, saying, what is this? That thou shalt say unto him, by strength of hand the Lord brought us out from Egypt, from the house of bondage. And that's what Egypt, that's not even that real. The word Egypt means house of bondage, but the actual name of that place was called Mizraim. That's the proper name they call it. They called it Egypt because it was no house of bondage for the Israelites. Verse 15. And it came to pass when Pharaoh was hard to let us go, that the Lord slew all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beast. Therefore I sacrificed to the Lord all the open the matrix, being males, but all the firstborn of my children I redeemed. Verse 16. And it shall be for a token upon thy hand, and for a frontlets between thine eyes, for by strength of hand the Lord brought us forth out of Egypt. And it came to verse 17, and it came to pass when Pharaoh had let the people go, that God led them not through the way of the land of the Philistines, although that was there. So wherever they was going to, the Most High, they sent them through the short way. You're going to take them the long way around. For God said, let's peradventure the people repent when they see war and return to Egypt. So, when things get hard, they wish they were back in Egypt. But verse 18, but God led the people about through the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea, and the children of Israel went up harnessed out of the land of Egypt. Verse 19, and Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for he had straitly sworn the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and you shall carry up my bones away hence with you. So Joseph made sure, that they took his bones with him. When they leave Egypt, when Israel left Egypt, hey, they taking his bone with him. He wanted to get born in that promised land. He wanted to get buried in that promised land. This is verse 20. And they took their journey from Succoth and encamped in Etham, in the edge of the wilderness. Verse 21. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them the way, and by night a pillar of fire to give them light to go by day and night. Now they had they had light. The Lord was leading them by day and by night. They had a pillar of cloud through the day to lead them through, and a pillar of fire to light their way at night. Verse 22. And he took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night from before the people. Chapter 14, verse 1. And it reads, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, that they turn and encamp before Piharah, between Migdal and the sea, over against Baal-Zephon, before it shall ye encamp by the sea. Verse 3. For Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel, they are entangled in the land. The wilderness has shut them in. So Pharaoh thinking they lost their wilderness. He said, he said they entangled in the land. The wilderness has shut them in. So you feel like they don't know where they're going. They're just walking around in circles. Verse 4, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart, that he shall follow after them, and I will be honored upon Pharaoh and upon all his hosts, that the Egyptians may know that I am the Lord. And they did so. So here the Most High again working again, So he's gonna harden Pharaoh's heart again. He's gonna, be like, man, let them go. Verse 5. And it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled, and the heart of Pharaoh and of his servants was turned against the people. And they said,
why have we done this? That we have let Israel go from serving us. So they must they slaves. And I'm like, why we let them go? Huh? Why we let them go? Ain't nobody to build our cities. Build our guys our temples. Build our guys their temples. We ain't got nobody to do that. These Egyptians ain't gonna do that. So it was like hard, and it's hard again, just like he did before. So but this is the Most High working. Like you said, he brought Pharaoh up to destroy him. He brought Pharaoh up to destroy him, and that's what he want to do right here. He said, verse 6, and he made ready his chariot and took his people with him. So he already calling out his war captain, like, hey, we're going after them. So, I know I let them go, but I'm going back and get my slaves. Going back and get them. Moses too, he working too. Moses and Aaron, they working too. He going back to get them. Verse 7, and he took 600 chosen chariots and all the chariots of Egypt and captains over every one of them. Verse 8, and the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued after the children of Israel. And the children of Israel went out with a high hand. So, they went out with the Most High lead. He feeling sick right now. He looking weak in front of his men. You let the slaves go. That's how he feeling, but that's the Most High's doing. Got him feeling like that. Verse 9, but the Egyptians pursued after them, all the horses and chariots of Pharaoh and his horsemen and his army, and overtook them encamping by the sea, besides Peharah, before Baal-Zephon. So they don't roll fast and roll hard, to try to catch up with them, catch it up with them. You just don't know in his heart that he getting his slaves back. Even and if they had to kill him, he killing them. Verse 10, and when Pharaoh drew nigh, verse 10, and when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were so afraid, and the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord. Now, these got to be a hard people to work with. At all what the Most High done did, showed them all the plagues of Egypt. They ain't got them out of Egypt. And they see the Egyptians again, and they seen what kind of God, what kind of God he is. He's a powerful God. He killed all the firstborn of Egypt. And now they worry because they see them coming up behind them again, coming up on them. Verse 11, they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, has thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Now they playing to Moses, say, there ain't no graves in Egypt, so you brought us to die here. They got to be hell. You show these people all your wonders, and they still in disbelief. Still don't believe the Most High, is on their side. Wherefore hast thou dealt with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? Verse 12, is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? This is what they told when Moses came to him when he first got there, tell the Pharaoh, let them go. They up there telling him, no, leave us alone. We happy here serving Pharaoh. We don't want to leave, just like a slave. I heard Harry Tubman had to say, I freed, I freed so many number of slaves. I could have freed many more if I could have best them they were slaves. Same slaves then, during Harry Tubman time, same slaves, same people back then. So that let you know that we are the chosen people, the Most High God. We are the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. Okay, no other people claim the fish these curses but us. So we fit these curses. We fit the stores. You can take stores now and compare it to back then. Because we the same type of stiff neck, hard head people. Can't please people. We the same people you can't please, can't never do enough for. Mm-hmm. Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. They rather had die in slavery, instead of being free in the wilderness, just because, and then it's kind of their fault why the Most High didn't take them the short route. He knew they was gonna act just like this, so he punished them. This would have been a short walk. Maybe it cost about a week or so. They probably got there, from Egypt to the land of Canaan. Maybe a week, then 10 days, something like that. But God knew they was gonna be, backbiters just like this. And verse 13, and Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show to you this today. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, you shall see them again, no more forever. So Moses knows what's going on. No Most High going to deal with these Egyptians one last time. One last time going to deal with them. Verse 14, and the Lord shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. So the Lord going to fight for you, hold your peace. Shut your mouth. In other words, shut your mouth. Let the Lord, let the Most High God do his work. He's going to show you. He's going to protect you. Verse 15, and the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel, that they go forward. Verse 16, but lift thou up thy rod, and stretch out thy hand over the sea, and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. He's telling Moses, hey, proud of me. He said, just lift up your rod, stretch it over the sea. You're gonna make the water. You're gonna make the sea. They're gonna go across dry land. Verse 17, and I behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them. And I will get me honor upon Pharaoh and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots and upon his horsemen. And the Egyptians, verse 18, and the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen. So you let them know you're going to take care of Pharaoh. You telling Moses this. But it seems like the more stiff-necked Israelites, they ain't hearing none of that. They scared, they say, I want to go back to Egypt. You should have just left us in Egypt. And Moses and Aaron got to hear all that. And then the Most High hears all. He said, man, I'm doing all this. They did all this for these stiff-necked people still talking crazy. Verse 19, and the angel of God which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them. 20. And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of the Israel. And it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these, so that one came not near the other all the night. So in other words, when he parted the sea, he stood in between the Israelites and the Egyptians. So neither one of them, so the Egyptians couldn't come to where they was, and they couldn't go where the Egyptians was. So they can, go and make their trek, all a million of them, cross the Red Sea. It was a lot of people, but it was 600 men plus children. They ain't counting the women, you know. Verse 21. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. So it's basically like this. One side up this way, one side going up that way. And the Israelites walking through. Mm-hmm. 22, and the children of Israel went in the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. 23, and the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea. Even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots and horsemen. Verse 24, and it came to pass that in the morning watch, the Lord looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, and they dragged them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians. So both sides of them made the chariot wheels fall off. So they just running. All the wheels that they probably fell off and everything. And they say, hey, you know, but then I found out too late. Both sides fighting for them. And I found out a little too late. Verse 26, and the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. 27, and Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it, and the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. There's got to be a horror. They were drowning. The water was like this when they came in. So as soon as they hit it, as soon as the morning, the sea fell in on them. You know, it was no escape. That was it for them right there. Verse 28, and the water returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not so much as one of them. All of them dead. Oh, this ain't like the movie where they showed Pharaoh on the they show Pharaoh on the dry land. All they can do is put his hand over his face like this because his arm been defeated. And Pharaoh didn't make it in the Bible. Pharaoh didn't make it. Verse 29. But the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. Thus the Lord saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians. And Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. So, all their body washed up on the shore. Once I made you can see these people dead. What you've been crying to go back to, or crying that you've been better off if I left you. Moses would have left you there to die at their hands. Here they go right here. They are dead. It's not. Yeah, these are the people you were so afraid of. I took care of them for you. Verse 31. And Israel saw the great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians, and the people feared the Lord and believed the Lord and his servant Moses. Now once I get a little act right out of them, they believed in the Most High, and they believed in Moses. That's a little break for Moses, because they all crying and belly aching. Verse 15. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord. They spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse of his rider hath he thrown into the sea. The Lord is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation. He is my God, and I will prepare him an habitation. My father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is let me say this in Hebrew, like The Most High is a man of war. The Most High is his name. He just showing him, he's been showing him ever since Moses came that he was a man of war. All those plagues he issued out, and then how he killed them. He didn't put out a sword. He didn't throw a spear, and he went on a chair. He just do what he normally do: take water and take you out. Water took you out, took them out. I said, man, the Most High is a man of war. Yeah, he hard. He wanted to kill Pharaoh. He wanted Pharaoh dead for the harm he did to his firstborn Israel. He wanted him dead. Let's see. Verse 4. Pharaoh's chariots and his hosts have been cast into the sea. His chosen captives also are drowned in the Red Sea. The depths have covered them. They sank into the bottom as a stone. These are songs they sing unto the Most High. Thy right hand, O Lord, has become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Lord, hath dashed in pieces the enemy. 7. And in the greatness of thine excellency, thou hast overthrown them that rose up against thee. Thou sent forth thy wrath, which consumed them as stubble. And with the blast of thy nostrils, the waters were gathered together. The flood stood upright as a heap, and the depths were congealed in the heart of the sea. And the enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be satisfied upon them. I will draw my sword, and my hand shall destroy them. So that's what the Egyptian was thinking. Hey, you finna kill them. Just the Most High was just waiting. He did that. He's like the Most High said, he create life, he create death. He does that. Verse 10. Thou didst blow with the wind, thy wind. The sea covered them. They sank as lead in the mighty waters. Who is like unto thee, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like thee, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? And now they're saying who is like him among the gods. The Egyptian God showed what? Horus didn't do nothing. Ra didn't do nothing. Isis didn't do nothing. Imhotep ain't do nothing. None of them guys did anything. Horus, none of them. Verse 12. Thou stretchest out thy right hand. The earth swallowed them. Verse 13. Thou in thy mercy hast led forth the people which thou hast redeemed. Thou hast guided them in thy strength unto the holy habitation. Verse 14. The people shall hear and be afraid. Sorrow shall take hold on the inhabitants of Palestine. 15. Then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. Edom is this Esau people, Esau and his people. The mighty men of Moab, trembling shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. Fear and dread shall fall upon them. By the greatness of thine arm, they shall be as still as a stone, till thy people pass over. O Lord, till the people pass over, which thou hast purchased. 17. Thou shalt bring them in and plant them in the mountain of thine inheritance in the place, O Lord, which thou hast made for thee to dwell in the sanctuary, O Lord, which thy hands have established. 18. The Lord shall reign forever and ever. 19. For the horse of Pharaoh went in with his chariots and with his horsemen into the sea. And the Lord brought again the waters of the sea upon them. But the children of Israel, thou shalt bring them in and plant them in the mountain of thine inheritance in the place, O Lord, which thou hast made for thee to dwell in the sanctuary, O Lord, which thy hands have established. Verse 18, the Lord shall reign forever and ever. For the horse of the Pharaoh went in with his chariots and with his horsemen into the sea. And the Lord brought again the waters of the sea upon them. But the children of Israel went on dry land in the midst of the sea. It's like, and the Lord brought the waters of the sea upon them, but the children of Israel went up on dry land in the midst of the sea. Verse 20. And Miriam the prophetess, the sister of Aaron, took a timbrel in her hand, and all the women went out after her with timbrels and with dances. Now, you want to see where the women get all the dancing and stuff from? The Most High just delivered them. You know, they saw with their own eyes the sea part. They saw with their own eyes the sea parted. And they all walked on dry land. So Miriam took a tambourine with the, and the rest of the women went out and followed after. Now that's that's the only time you ever hear about them getting out. They fought a war, or the Lord didn't deliver them. That's the only time they got out there and danced. All the other time they was too busy trying to get it right. Too busy begging, "Hey, Lord, please deliver us from our oppression." They were too busy doing all that. They didn't have time to be, running and dancing stuff, because they were too busy begging on their knees, begging for help. Verse 21. And Miriam answered them, "Sing ye to the Lord, for he had triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea." 22. So Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea, and they went out into the wilderness of Shur. And they went 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. 23. And when they came to Marah, they could not drink of the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore, the name of it was called Marah. And the people murmured against Moses, saying, "What should we drink?" Crying again, we ain't got no water. What we gonna do? Well, how we gonna get water? Verse 25. And he cried unto the Lord, and the Lord showed him a tree which he had cast into the waters. The waters were made sweet. There he made for them a statute and an ordinance, and there he proved them. So he made a tree come down, and gave him his laws, his statutes, and his ordinance. So he's gonna prove them. Is they gonna follow me? They're gonna keep all this complaining, not believing in who I sent. Verse 26. And it said, "If thou wilt diligently hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, and would do that which is right in his sight, and wilt give ear to his commandment, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians. For I am the Lord that healeth thee." And they came to Elim, where there were 12 wells of water, and 70 palm trees, and they had camped there by the waters. So he led them all the way to a place where it was 12 wells of water. By looking at them, it was no pleasing them. There was no pleasing them at all. It was hard to please them. No matter what the Lord do, they saved them from the Egyptians going across the Red Sea. They cried about that. And now they all walked in the wilderness 3 days. They ain't had no water. They complaining about that. He done delivered you from all that. What's water to give you? And then when they found water, it was bitter. Most High made it sweet for them to drink, good for them to drink. And this ought to teach us now about being complainers. Most High got us. We may have to go through a rough patch, but He is with us. He is with us no matter what we are going through. He is there to fight for us. We just got to follow. We just got to follow His law, statutes, commandments, and believe in Him. That's all we have to do. Okay, we go to chapter 16. And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after their departing out of the land of Egypt. Verse 2. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by flesh pots, and we did eat bread to the full. And ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill the whole assembly with hunger. And then said the Lord unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them, whether they walk in my law or no. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. And Moses and Aaron said unto all the children of Israel, at evening then you shall know that the Lord hath brought you out of the land of Egypt. And in the morning that you shall see the glory of the Lord, for that he heareth your murmurings against the Lord. And what are we, that ye murmur against us? And Moses said, this shall be when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full, for that the Lord hear your murmur, which you murmur against him. What are we? Your murmurers? Murmurers are not against us, but against the Lord. Now that's Moses telling me, doing all that. We ain't got this, we ain't got that. But hey, you ain't talking bad to us, you're talking bad to the Lord. Talking bad to the Most High. Mm-hmm. That's what you're doing. Well, you think you're talking to us, you talk to the Most High. It's like, you're talking bad to the Most High. You ain't talking bad to us. You're talking to us, but the Most High hand that he take that as a personal. He take that personal. You talking to us about what you wish you could have done. You wish you would stayed in Egypt, died in Egypt, and you don't like the way he having things. Most High took good care of you, and this how you reward him every time something come up. Hey, we wish we'd stayed in Egypt. We wish we'd stayed in Egypt. You can't blame the Most High for feeling that way. He's like I said, he's a jealous guy. He's a man of war. He's a man of war. Mm-hmm. Let's read the three more scriptures. Mm-hmm. And Moses spake to 39, and Moses spake unto Aaron, saying, say unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, come near before the Lord, for he hath heard your murmurs. And it came to pass, as Aaron spake unto the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked toward the wilderness. And behold, the glory of the Lord appeared in the cloud. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, I have heard the murmurs of the children of Israel. Speak unto them, saying, at evening you shall eat flesh, and in the morning you shall be filled with bread, and you shall know that I am the Lord your God. And it came to pass that at even the quail came up and covered the camp, and in the morning the dew lay round about the host. And when the dew that lay was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness there lay a small round thing, as small as a hoarfrost on the ground. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said to one another, it is manna, for they wist not what it was. They said unto them, this is the bread which the Lord hath given you to eat. Verse 16. This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded. Gather of it every man according to his eating, and omer for every man according to the number of your persons. Take you every man for them which are in his tents. And the children of Israel did so, and gathered some more, some less. Like they say, gather, as much as you can for all you got in your family. Some gather a lot. Some didn't gather that much because there wasn't that many of them. They ain't gonna eat that much. Mm-hmm. And when they did meet it with an omer, he that gathered much had nothing over. And he that gathered little had no lack. So who had gathered a lot, he was full. He had nothing left. Those who got a little, he was full. Verse 19, and Moses said, let no man leave of it till the morning. Notwithstanding, verse 20, notwithstanding they hearkened not unto Moses, but some of them left it of it until the morning, and it bred worms and stank. And Moses was wroth with them. Man, I just tell you, don't leave nothing. eat it all. You know, verse 21, and they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating, and the sun waxed hot, it melted. And it came to pass that on the 6th day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for one man, and all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. And he said unto them, this is that what the Lord has said, tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which you will bake today, and see that you will see, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning. So on Friday you got Sabbath day on Saturday. So Friday you got twice as much because they ain't gonna have none on the Sabbath day. Mm-hmm. And they on Sabbath day, and they laid up till morning as Moses bade, and did not stink, neither was there any worm therein. And Sabbath class right there. So Elijah. Charlotte, means to Israel. Wapanya, Avocado, turn the face to east. It's the Lord's Prayer. In Hebrew, Amanawa, Shabbat Shemaya, Wadash, Ayah, Sukkah, Yahweh, Malakmaka, Aba'ah, Atazaka, Ayah, Ashah, Ba'arataza, Hawa, Ayah, Bashemaya, Nathanawa, Nakam, Kal, Nawan, Asalat Nawa, Kabwa Nawa, Salat Nawa, Kabwa Yanawa, Mala'ah, Abayano, Banasayaman, Abba, Awashanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalatwa, Wa'ala, Wa'ala, Walanya, Aman. Names, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, and we forgive our debtors. But it is not the temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever so be it. All right,